Welcome to Brain Boost, where we unlock the power of your mind. From science to technology, fitness to self-improvement, we've got it all. Get ready to expand your horizons and boost your brain. Let's dive in. The world is facing a climate crisis, and renewable energy is one of the most promising solutions. Renewable energy sources, such as solar and wind power, are abundant, clean, and sustainable. However, there are still challenges to overcome before renewable energy can fully replace fossil fuels. One of the biggest challenges is the intermittency of renewable energy sources. Solar and wind power are not always available, and this can make it difficult to balance supply and demand. Another challenge is the cost of renewable energy. While the cost of renewable energy has been declining, it is still not as cheap as fossil fuels. Despite these challenges, there is a lot of innovation happening in the renewable energy space. New technologies are being developed to improve the efficiency and reliability of renewable energy sources. For example, new battery technologies are being developed that will store excess renewable energy, making it more reliable. Another area of innovation is in the development of smart grids. Smart grids use sophisticated algorithms to balance supply and demand, making it easier to integrate renewable energy into the grid. The future of renewable energy is bright. With continued innovation, renewable energy will become more affordable, reliable, and accessible. This will help to reduce our reliance on fossil fuels and mitigate the effects of climate change. Here are some of the most promising renewable energy innovations that are being developed today. Floating solar power plants are a type of solar power plant that is built on water bodies, such as lakes and reservoirs. This allows them to take advantage of the large surface area of water bodies, while also minimizing the impact on land use. Floating solar power plants have a number of advantages over traditional solar power plants. First, they can be built on water bodies that are not suitable for other types of development, such as wetlands and floodplains. Second, they can help to reduce evaporation from water bodies, which can save water and prevent water shortages. Third, they can help to cool the water body, which can be beneficial for fish and other aquatic life. The cost of floating solar power plants is still higher than the cost of traditional solar power plants, but the cost is expected to come down as the technology matures. Floating solar power plants are a promising new technology that has the potential to make solar power more affordable and accessible. Here are some of the benefits of floating solar power plants. They can be built on water bodies that are not suitable for other types of development. They can help to reduce evaporation from water bodies, which can save water and prevent water shortages. They can help to cool the water body, which can be beneficial for fish and other aquatic life. They have the potential to be more cost-effective than traditional solar power plants in the future. Here are some of the challenges of floating solar power plants. The cost of floating solar power plants is still higher than the cost of traditional solar power plants. The technology is still relatively new, and there are some challenges that need to be addressed, such as anchoring the panels and preventing them from floating away. Floating solar power plants can block sunlight from reaching the water below, which can have a negative impact on aquatic life. Overall, floating solar power plants are a promising new technology with the potential to make solar power more affordable and accessible. As the technology matures and the cost comes down, floating solar power plants are likely to become more widespread. Wave energy converters, WECs, are devices that convert the energy of ocean waves into electricity. This is a promising source of renewable energy, as there is a lot of wave energy available in the oceans. There are many different types of WECs, but they all work by converting the kinetic energy of the waves into mechanical energy, which can then be used to generate electricity. Some of the most common types of WECs include oscillating water columns. These devices use the rise and fall of the waves to create a column of air that is alternately compressed and expanded. This air pressure is then used to drive a turbine, which generates electricity. Point absorbers. These devices are anchored to the seabed and move up and down with the waves. This movement is used to generate electricity by a variety of mechanisms, such as a hydraulic ram or a linear generator. Attenuators. These devices are made up of a series of interconnected floats that are arranged in a line. The waves cause the floats to move up and down, which creates a pumping action that can be used to generate electricity. The cost of wave energy converters is still relatively high, but the cost is expected to come down as the technology matures. Wave energy converters have the potential to be a major source of renewable energy in the future, but more research and development is needed to make them more cost-effective. Here are some of the benefits of wave energy converters. They are a clean and renewable source of energy. They do not produce greenhouse gases or other pollutants. They can be deployed in a variety of locations, including offshore and nearshore. Here are some of the challenges of wave energy converters. The cost of wave energy converters is still relatively high. The technology is still relatively new, and there are some challenges that need to be addressed, such as the reliability of the devices and the environmental impact. Wave energy converters can only be deployed in areas where there are strong waves, which limits their potential market. Overall, wave energy converters are a promising new technology with the potential to make a significant contribution to the global energy mix. As the technology matures and the cost comes down, wave energy converters are likely to become more widespread. Hydrogen fuel cells are devices that convert hydrogen and oxygen into electricity. This is a clean and efficient way to generate electricity, and hydrogen can be produced from renewable energy sources. Hydrogen fuel cells work by combining hydrogen and oxygen molecules to produce water and electricity. The hydrogen molecules are split into protons and electrons, and the electrons are passed through an external circuit, creating an electric current. The protons combine with oxygen molecules to form water. Hydrogen fuel cells are still relatively expensive, but the cost is expected to come down as the technology matures. Hydrogen fuel cells have the potential to be a major source of clean energy in the future, but more research and development is needed to make them more cost-effective. Here are some of the benefits of hydrogen fuel cells. They are a clean and efficient source of energy. They do not produce greenhouse gases or other pollutants. They can be used to power a variety of devices, including cars, buses, and laptops. Here are some of the challenges of hydrogen fuel cells. The cost of hydrogen fuel cells is still relatively high. The technology is still relatively new, and there are some challenges that need to be addressed, such as the storage of hydrogen and the safety of the cells. Hydrogen fuel cells are not yet as efficient as other types of power sources, such as batteries. Overall, hydrogen fuel cells are a promising new technology with the potential to make a significant contribution to the global energy mix. As the technology matures and the cost comes down, hydrogen fuel cells are likely to become more widespread. Bioenergy with carbon capture and storage, BECCS, is a process that captures carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and stores it underground. This is a way to reduce greenhouse gas emissions while also generating renewable energy. BECCS works by first capturing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere during the production of bioenergy. Bioenergy is produced from biomass, which is organic matter that can be grown or harvested. When biomass is burned, it releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. However, if the carbon dioxide is captured during the combustion process, it can be stored underground. There are a number of different ways to capture carbon dioxide from bioenergy. One way is to use a process called post-combustion capture. In post-combustion capture, the carbon dioxide is captured from the exhaust gases of a power plant or other facility that burns biomass. Another way to capture carbon dioxide is to use a process called pre-combustion capture. In pre-combustion capture, the carbon dioxide is captured from the biomass before it is burned. Once the carbon dioxide is captured, it can be stored underground in a variety of geological formations, such as depleted oil and gas wells, saline aquifers, and basalt formations. The carbon dioxide is stored in these formations by injecting it under high pressure. BECCS has the potential to be a major contributor to global efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. However, BECCS is still a relatively new technology, and there are a number of challenges that need to be addressed before it can be widely deployed. One challenge is the cost of BECCS. The cost of capturing and storing carbon dioxide is still relatively high. Another challenge is the environmental impact of BECCS. The injection of carbon dioxide into geological formations could potentially have negative impacts on the environment. Despite these challenges, BECCS is a promising technology with the potential to make a significant contribution to the fight against climate change. As the technology matures and the cost comes down, BECCS is likely to become more widespread. Here are some of the benefits of BECCS. It can help to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. It can generate renewable energy. It can create jobs in the bioenergy and carbon capture and storage industries. Here are some of the challenges of BECCS. The cost of BECCS is still relatively high. The technology is still relatively new, and there are some challenges that need to be addressed, such as the environmental impact. BECCS is not yet as efficient as other types of power sources, such as solar and wind power. Overall, BECCS is a promising new technology with the potential to make a significant contribution to the global energy mix. As the technology matures and the cost comes down, BECCS is likely to become more widespread. These are just a few of the many renewable energy innovations that are being developed today. As these technologies continue to develop, they will play an increasingly important role in our energy future. Thank you for joining us on this journey to explore the future of renewable energy innovations. We hope this video has shed light on the immense potential of clean, renewable energy and inspired you to be a part of the power shift towards a more sustainable world. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content on renewable energy and innovation.